Hey everyone, have I here, bro? Video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, since there's not much going on right now in Dokkan, let's continue our discussion about the new global anniversary campaign that's coming up in July. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. And to be honest with you, I haven't made a Dokkan video in about a week, which is one of the longest stretches I've gone since I've been doing this. And yeah, the channel's pretty much dying a slowing death. The question is, will the global Dokkan campaign revitalize Dokkan and revitalize my efforts in terms of making content? We will see. That's going to start on 7/7. I'm recording this video on what, 6/9, so a little less than a month away from this new campaign here. The anniversary is really what I'm calling it, the global anniversary versus the global Dokkan campaign. Makes a lot more sense to me since we have the regular anniversary, now we have the mid-year global anniversary, and it's supposed to be extremely hype, right? That's really what we're expecting here. And the countdown should happen at the end of June. So since it's going to start on 7/7, we should expect the countdown to start on 6/30. Leading into the July 7/7 global anniversary campaign. Right now, we are still waiting for the Part 2 Yellow Coin LR from the Tau celebration, and then that leaves us for July and August to really dive in and figure out what we're gonna what we're gonna get here. Now, of course, I would say 95 plus 99% of everyone is saying that we're going to be getting Daima in the celebration. I've been saying we're going to get Daima since like January. So, but everything's concluded. The English dub has been concluded. Everything's done with. So this July, this global campaign should be the perfect time to do so. And we're still getting some more assets in terms of everything. So let's talk about Daima and where we are right now in terms of units for Daima. We have 3 Dokkan Festival exclusive units, and that's pretty much about it. We have the mini Super Saiyan Goku Daima, we have Glorio, and then the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta mini Daima, which was a big surprise that we ended up getting that back over here in March, right? So that was a big surprise in terms of that. So the question then is, okay, what are we going to get for the Dokkan Festival exclusives or the Carnival units for the celebration? Because we know at least we're going to get 2 of each. We might go crazy and get 4 Carnival units like we did in the JP anniversary or the traditional anniversary. But seemingly it's a no-brainer that we're the Extreme Classic, because we need an Extreme Class Dokkan Festival exclusive LR. It has to happen. I'll dive into the patterns of that in the future, but it should be a Extreme Class Dokkan Festival exclusive LR. And the only character in Daima that makes sense for him to have one is Goma, right? There's really no other character that's technically an Extreme Class character or evil character. Everyone else, like Glorio, he's kind of the double agent, and you know, some of these other characters like Majin Buu and Ku and even that's Tanagami's, they're not evil, right? So Goma should be the LR. Now the question then is, what about everything else, right? We just recently got the Super Saiyan 3 mini Daima Goku asset in the game, so that can be a possibility. Then we, of course, Super Saiyan 4, anything, the adult version, the mini version, either one. We talked about, Majin Buu, Majin Ku, Tanagami, and then Pansy. Pansy really doesn't seem like it's going to be any kind of Dokkan Fest or Carnival unit. I expect Pansy to be maybe a banner unit of some sort, right? It makes a lot of sense for her to be that for the Daima celebration. So here's kind of the characters we can choose from. I don't think, Vegeta didn't go Super Saiyan 4, so we're not going to get a Vegeta there. So it's going to be one of these characters, I would assume, that's going to be the other Dokkan Festival exclusive LR in the celebration. It makes a lot of sense for it to then be the mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Could we get the adult one? Sure. I think I think Dokkan just holds out on characters so much. We're gonna get the mini version first. Impossible transformation into the adult version or adult version, down the road. And then we can say, okay, let's maybe for carnival units, Tanagami 1, possibly Tanagami 1, 2, and 3, all in, one carnival unit. That'd be very interesting. And then the Majin, Ku or Do, or both of them as a carnival LR. It'd make a lot of sense if this is going to be a full Daima celebration. This then could be the units here. But I was thinking to myself, all right, so if they do a full Daima celebration, who are they going to EZA? Who, because Daima is a relatively new, or it is the newest story, it's the newest content, and we don't have older units to involve in that. So it got me thinking. I was like, okay, what other possibilities could the global campaign anniversary could be that includes Daima, but not technically like Tanagami or Majin Do, maybe Majin Do as a as a banner unit or something of that nature, or Majin Ku. What if they did this? All right, so hear me out here. This is again speculations here. What if they did Daima, but then they also did GT? And what I mean by that, making this a Super Saiyan 4 celebration. That's what I'm thinking here. So Super Saiyan 4 celebration, meaning that we're going to get Dokkan Festival exclusive Super Saiyan 4 mini Daima Goku, and we get Goma, right? That makes a lot of sense. That's easy. Then the carnival units happen to be Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. The reason why is, again, Super Saiyan 4 celebration, and technically we don't really have two units that are Super Saiyan 4 Goku or Vegeta that's really, runnable right now, right? The EZA to the LRs, they're not going to handle current content. So if they did a kind of crossover Daima and GT celebration here, then it makes sense for other content like EZAs and Super EZAs, because if they did that, right, they can introduce different characters in like maybe the part 1 version of the celebration, and then down the road here, if they're going to celebrate a Super Saiyan 4 celebration here and add GT to it, you can then add an Extreme Z Awakening to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and then the Super EZA to Omega. See, that makes a lot more sense to me if they did it this way. Now, would that be more hyped if it was this versus a full Daima celebration? And I guess they could just say, you know what, we're just going to, EZA or Super EZA other units or other characters, and that's fine. But it makes a lot of sense if they ended up doing something like this, in my opinion. And I think this would be extremely hype, because maybe for individuals that did not like Daima or wasn't overly hyped about Daima, there still might be a GT fans out there that say, hey, you know what, still love Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, the OG, and would really dig this celebration. I think combining these two together in this global anniversary would be absolutely hyped, and would really bring some excitement back to it, more so than if it was just Daima. That's my opinion, right? Still gotta have some OG stuff happening on there. So if they ended up doing that, it will make a lot of sense if like part 1 would be Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Daima, and then Goma. So if they just did 2 Dokkan Festival exclusive banners, and then basically they can just do all of July as Daima, a bunch of missions, a bunch of different content, and then in the end of July or the beginning of August, then they can just dive into GT and just have this whole full Super Saiyan 4 celebration, which I think would be pretty hype. That's kind of where I'm at mindset wise, right? Would I be okay if it was a full Daima celebration? Sure, fine with that. But I think this version of it would be much more hype. OG players would be more excited about it. Again, because some people, not me, I enjoyed Daima, but some people wasn't very excited about Daima. So anyway, that is my thought. Again, I haven't made a video on really anything in about a week, so a little rusty at this. But I figured I continue the discussion. Of course, we have the data download happening for global here. We're gonna get some box space. We're gonna get all the updates here. But until next week, we really aren't gonna get anything until the part 2 LR that should be dropping next week. We'll see what that is. I guess I can make a video about that as well, but I wanted to dive back into the Global Dokkan campaign. But tell me what you guys think. Any suggestions, any questions or thoughts, or what's your favorite campaign gonna look like in terms of this new anniversary? Let me know in the comment section below. If you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.